children, do you know what is this? It is a globe. It is a model of the earth, but it is not the most convenient tool in our study of places and the people. It is difficult to carry. It cannot be included in a book. The globe cannot be folded. It is of little use if we were to study a small part of the earth in greater detail. A globe can neither be rolled nor carried in a small briefcase. These difficulties led to creation of maps.
Maps are flattened pieces of the Earth's surface as shown on the globe. The art of making maps is known as cartography. Distortions occur when spherical portions of the globe are flattened. The cartographers try to minimize the distortions.
Maps are important for many more people besides students and teachers. For the engineer designing a railway track or a highway, it is important to know about the position of rivers, mountains and other physical obstructions that would come in the way. The town planners also need such information.
A physical map would show mountain ranges, hills, rivers, plateaus, plains and valleys. A political map would show the boundaries of different countries within a continent or of different states within a country. A collection of maps is called atlas. An atlas would be of great help in planning tours and even small excursions. But that is possible only if we understand the language of the maps. We are all familiar with the 4 directions: east, west, north and south. If you hang the map of India on a wall, the Himalayas at the top would be the north direction. Indian Ocean at the bottom would be the south. The Bay of Bengal would be in the east, while the Arabian Sea would be the west direction. Besides these, there are sub-directions. Northeast lies between the north and east. The other sub-directions are southeast, southwest and northwest. This uniform pattern is followed in naming directions all over the world. All maps are drawn in a size very much smaller than the actual size. The distance between New Delhi and Lucknow may be about 500 kilometers. On the map, the distance between these two cities may be just 2 centimeters. The ratio between the map distance and the ground distance is called the scale of the map. In the above example, the scale would be 1 centimeter is equal to 250 kilometers. The scale is represented by a line bar. The above line bar shows a line scale in which 1 centimeter on the map represents 100 kilometers on the ground. All maps use certain accepted symbols and color codes. Thick lines in dashes and dots mark the boundary of a country. A small circle marks the location of a city. The capital cities are shown with a circle within an outer circle. The boundaries of states within the country are also shown through dash and dot. But the lines are not that thick. In a number of conventional map signs, figures and pictures are used to show places like roads, bridges, airports, railway tracks and places of worship, etc. Rivers, canals, coastlines and lakes, etc. are shown through blue lines. Roads are shown in red lines. Railway tracks are shown in black. In physical maps, mountains are shown in brown are taller than the other mountains, the deeper in the brown shade. The seas are shown in blue. The depth at any particular place is indicated by how dark the shade of blue is. The shallow sea along the coasts may be shown in very little blue. The high seas may be in deep blue. The plains are shown in green. Maps are also used to give a visual description of features like crops grown, amount of rainfall, vegetation, occurrence of minerals, etc. These are called the mastic maps. All maps also show references. These help us to understand what different colors used in the map stands for.
Bye kids!